Hi guys. Gonna make this one a little bit shorter. I realize I still have 2 posts to answer, but at least I'm caught up, right? Today has been a up and down type of day. Of course, the TMI. I'm still under the red thread, which makes things so much worse. It's so much fun every time, mostly because it puts my sense of smell and everything completely out of whack. Um, it has been a non-fun couple of days. Uh, my stress levels have probably been through the roof if me crying 3 times in 2 days tells you anything. 2 of them in front of my kids, scaring the shit out of them. Because mama doesn't cry. I don't. So I know I scared them and I didn't mean to. But, I cuddled them both and told them it would be okay. And all 3 times it was over the creature that is now in my lap, happily snoozing away. Right now he is objecting to being touched. I think he's hit the point where his skin aches. And so being touched is kind of something that he's going to get sensitive over. He scared me. My sense of smell is terrible. And to me right now, everything smells terrible. I smell terrible. My house smells terrible. Everything smells terrible to me right now. But this thing, yesterday and the beginning of today, he smelled. There's no way to describe the smell. I just know that the last couple of times that I smelled it, 2 of my favorite family members died. So that was distressing, especially since he wouldn't eat anything and he wouldn't drink anything yesterday. Today I broke out with some soft food, and I put it down and he actually ate it. And then he drank some water and I could have cried. I barked at the kids because of course they wanted to go watch him eat, and I'm like, okay, please don't disturb him, please don't. I don't want anything to stop him from eating, or because he'd pause every time to see what it was they were doing. I'm like, please let him do his thing. I would rather him eat and have something to drink than not. He's been getting out and about today too, walking all over the house, then going back and snoozing for several hours. But I managed to get him to eat 3 times today. I tried to give him his dinner, his kibble mixed with it, and he wasn't having it. And my eldest cat got in trouble because, of course, he lets this thing bully him for several months, but decides he can bully back when he's sick, and tried to shove him out of the way. And so the older cat got in trouble for that. He ate his dinner and he got chucked back outside. So since this one didn't want to eat the mix, I went ahead and broke out with the soft food again, though it just makes his breath terrible. Oh my god, it makes it terrible. And I fed him. I'm like, I don't care, just as long as he eats something. Well, like I said, it's been one of those kinds of days. Yesterday, I cried twice with this thing in my lap because he scared me so badly. He smelled so awful. He was sluggish. He was not responsive to anything. He just wanted to sleep. And today I felt a little bit encouraged because I ran my hand over the covers and he actually tracked it. I mean, he wasn't going to do much about it, but he actually tracked it. And he's been acting a little bit more lively, been responding to noises, moving around the house, actually been standing still, and letting us pet him. So when he ate his dinner tonight, I really didn't think anything of it. He disappeared. Turns out he had curled up near the hall closet, sitting right where he can see the boys, and right where the where the bathroom is, where his litter box is. So I'm guessing that was a dual type of thing. And I fixed dinner, and we had chicken for dinner tonight. And I just kind of was like, well, just in case, I put some chicken down for him. Just a couple little shredded pieces. He not only ate them, he came over to see if there was anything else that Mama had that was chicken-like. I wound up feeding him most of my chicken that was on my plate. Had to cut more for myself, in the end, but I just happily just fed it to him. And just cried like a ninny the whole time. I have no idea what's up with me. Actually, I kind of have an idea, but, I hate crying. We all know that. And it seems I have cried more this year than I have in all of my 39 years combined. It's gotten a bit ridiculous. So he actually ate it. He ate until I actually thought he would bust. And I was more than happy to do so. I'm like, I don't even care if he's sick. I mean, just as long as he friggin' eats, I don't really care at this point, as long as some of it gets in his system. And then he hopped up in my lap and purred, and I cried and scared my eldest. And my eldest, like, I thought you'd be happy. I'm like, I am happy. I'm like, but he scared me so badly. He really did. And he was like, why? And I'm like, well, honey, he put off a certain smell. I'm like, and right about this time, several years ago, before you were born, my great aunt died on Christmas Eve, and she was one of my favorite people in the world. I loved her to pieces, and I still do, and I really, really miss her. And she had that same horrible smell that this one did. I said, and that smell only means one thing to me. So I am just so relieved that he is eating that I can't help it. So I cuddled my eldest, and this one purred in my lap and made me extremely happy. And he sat in my lap for a while until I was forced to move him. So that was a really good portion of the day, though crying is not really a good portion of any day, but, I guess technically, as long as it's, tears of relief, I guess technically it could be considered good. The kids were good mostly today. Hi, mister. The kids were good mostly today. They had their moments. I mean, towards bedtime, they got really awful, but that's kids for you. As they get tired, they try to ramp up, and they took their time picking up their room and made mama nuts. But I got to hang out with my husband for a couple of hours a day and the kiddos, and we watched the crossover with Arrow and The Flash and DC Legends, because I knew he'd really enjoy that one, and we all sat around and watched it, and he enjoyed it. And he seems to be having a pretty good night at work tonight. So all in all, I mean, it was an odd day, I guess I could say. It's not really an up and downy, it's just an odd day. But I did have one thing that was kind of a downer. Even though my old friend told me I shouldn't be too upset, I still kind of am. I have a friend that I've known for, over a decade. That I've been friends with for a really, really long time. At one point in time, we were in Supernatural fandom together. She hasn't been around on Livejournal as much. Every time I see one of her posts, I comment, but they're not often. And we don't really have fandoms in common. We just really don't talk that much anymore. And she sent me a message today. And I got this about the same time that I received something saying I was removed from her friends list. And she explained, I mean, she really did, that we really don't talk anymore, and that she's not really here on Livejournal anymore. So, she considered this partially her fault. But she did respect me, and she wished me well. And she was glad that we were friends when we were. I sent a reply back, and told her it was good to be friends with her, and that, I understand. I mean, I've missed her, but, I understand completely. I really do. And I wished her well, and I thanked her for being my friend for as long as she has been. And she sent back a very gracious reply, and it was pretty much goodbye. That was just rather shocking, I guess. It shouldn't be, because I rarely do see her. It just felt that on top of everything else, it was like, wow. And now I'm being befriended by somebody I've known for a decade, but we haven't really talked the last couple of years. So I completely understand. I really do. I just hate goodbyes. So, I'm just one of those that I'd rather see you on my friends list forever, even if we never talk, especially the longer time passes. Um, it was just, it kind of shook me up a little bit. So my day was feeling rather up and down. I got that, and it dipped for a bit, and then this thing ate chicken, of all things, and it made me feel better. Um, I'm not bitter. I'm not angry with her. I'm not upset. Not really. I'm sad. I don't really think anything could stop me from being sad about that. I'm going to miss her. And but like an old friend, I mean, she has put in the request, and that's fine. As an old friend, I will respect her wishes, and my door will always be open to her should she ever need it. That's that's the way it is. Um, I am going to miss her though, and it was rather a bit of a shock, um, even though it probably shouldn't have been. So today has been an odd day. I've managed to keep up with everybody, but as usual, I've let my own posts lag behind. It seems to be a 2016 thing. Um, I'm hoping, though, that this post finds you all well, and know that I will be catching up or staying caught up over the next couple of days, of course. I just wanted to give you the good news about this thing, and obviously air my feelings uh, about, not much else. It's the usual Blither post. But I guess I just wanted to reconnect and reach out and let everybody know that I do love you. Even those that I don't talk to that much anymore, I still love you. You're still my friend. Um, should you ever need me, you always know where you can find me. Sometimes it may take me a bit to get back to you, but I'll always be here should you need me. And on that note, take good care of yourselves. Take good care of each other. Remember what I just said. And I will see you guys soon.